So the first part of the year, from January to June, I know I've talked about this a lot, where I keep it more fresh, light, upbeat, really focusing on growth, development, business. It's kind of like that season where you're active. And then from July to December, I focus more on a nurturing season. It's more of a gentle flow, a little bit cozier as far as the home vibe, the home aesthetic. So I split it up into 2 separate chunks for the year. And then within those chunks, I split it up every couple months. So from January and February, I'm really into like a barren season. I'm simplifying, I'm cutting back, I'm pulling back. It's like a quiet time. You're focusing on what the new year brings. You're reflecting on what worked and what didn't work the year before. You're getting things in order after a really busy holiday season. And so it takes a couple months to really just kind of reset a little bit. March and April is really when I do a major kind of shift. I'm detoxing, I'm decluttering, I'm getting the home in order, I'm purging, I'm finishing up home projects. So I went through like that quiet time already. Now I'm getting kind of that energy back. I'm starting healthier habits again, really making the moves. So January, February, you're kind of planning it out, figuring out what you're going to do, reflecting, more of that barren pruning time. And then March and April, you're taking the action. So that's the time where you're kind of done planning. You're not sitting and reading. You're not in that real quiet time. You've got some momentum going. You've got some change happening. You're bringing in some fresh things into the home. The home is being more simplified. The decluttering's happening. The wardrobes are refreshed. The closets are refreshed. You're getting maybe appointments handled, family things done. Now we're coming towards the end of that. So if you're following that rhythm with me, then you should have things detoxed. Your home, your body, you should be like ready, prepared, ready to take off. So May and June, those are your like real big momentum months. So you just prepared, you went through a spring reset, you're feeling good, you got things in order. Now you're taking off. Now this is where you push. This is where you actually come up to that level. If you're doing fitness, you bring it all the way up. Like you go all in. You're not worried about the home environment. It's simplified. You just got done simplifying everything and decluttering it. Now you're living. Now you're living life. You're having fun. It's fresh food, whole foods, fresh fruits and vegetables, a lot of salt, electrolytes, sunlight. You're at your peak. You're the most active. You're having a lot of family fun, pool time and just grill outs and barbecues and bike riding. I mean, we're in Arizona, in Scottsdale. I'm not bike riding in the middle of June. It's too hot. But you're still in that, like, in most states, you can. So you're in that full vitality mode. This is like your go, go, go. You are crushing it. You have just leveled up. You're at this level. So that's May and June. So again, if you're following the rhythm with me, that's where you're coming up to. So you have a couple weeks left to finish your reset. If you haven't done that yet and you want to catch up, finish the reset, get things going. That's April. You're purging, you're decluttering, you're getting things prepared. You got to make moves. If you want different, you have to be different. And then following May and June, you're going into July and August. So this, July could be an extension of May and June, or you could say, you know what, I just need to shift a little bit and I'm ready to go into more of a gentler season where you're still active, you're not pausing everything. So you're never pausing being active and healthy. It's not like, I'm going to give up all this healthy food and now it's donuts for the month of July or August. That's not what I'm saying. It's just shifting the mindset a little bit. So maybe you're going into a little bit different type of self-care, such as more gut health or a liver detox, or maybe just some different self-care routines that you didn't, get around to. And so you're shifting into that slower paced a little bit. This is where you can bring in like some warm teas, you're taking warm baths, different things like that as you enter into the fall season. What I like to do is start fall in July. By that time, I've been going for months, so I'm ready to kind of shift gears a little bit where I'm still into a workout routine because you don't want to lose that momentum. But I've shifted gears a little bit because I like to start Christmas rather early. I don't celebrate Halloween, and so I start Christmas usually the end of September or the first week of October, depending on how I'm feeling. But mid-October, no later than mid-October usually. So what I do is I end the year, and that's when I'm like full-blown Christmas. That's when October, November is when we do all the Christmas preparations. That's where you're decorating, you're getting the gifts done, you're baking, you're doing things, you're a lot of preparing. It's busy. It's a busy time because there's friends, family. It's an abundant time. And so you want to soak it all in. There's a lot of parties. And then December is like full-blown Christmas, but you got all the to-dos out of the way the last months before. So you're not worried about the to-dos. You're just enjoying. You're watching your Christmas movies, you're ice skating, you're building snowmen, you're going to snowy cabins, you're doing all of that stuff. And then we do that through the end of the year, usually right after Christmas. We cut it off. And then the rhythm starts all over again. After Christmas, you're so busy, so you're ready for a mental reset. Again, you're thinking about the changes that you needed to make for the year, bringing back into January and February. It's a little bit more quiet. You're spending a lot of time with God. You're really leaning into the simplicity of life, the quietness, the barrenness. That's your season to really pull back and to really tune into what's working, what's not working, and the cycle continues. Again, this is a rhythm that works for me. It has nothing to do with seasonal decorating. I used to be prompted to do so much seasonal decorating. Now I just do a little bit for spring. I don't do a ton anymore, just florals. What about my hair? And Christmas is my biggest seasonal decorating season because I love it. So Christmas is the time where I like to get really creative. That would be the time if I said, hey, indulge a little bit, or you want to let it go, have some fun, do some fun trees. It's not really the time to be a minimalist around Christmas. You want to have fun. You want your kids to have fun. You want to really celebrate and enjoy, and that would be the time to go all in and really let your creative juices flow during Christmas. And then you have the rest of the year to simplify. So where we're at right now is we are in the middle of April. So the middle of April, again, just to recap a little bit, is January, February, simplicity, barren, pruning, quiet time, really just a restart. March and April is your reset. This is where you get more productive. You declutter. This is think of it like a reset, a detox, a cleanse, but you're taking action. You're starting movements. You're like, okay, I'm going to start some healthy habits. I'm going to start walking. I'm going to start doing things. I'm kicking it up a notch. Maybe you're not all in, 100%, but you're making the moves, you're making the action and the effort towards it. You're letting go of the old. You are pruning. You are detoxing. You're decluttering. You're letting go. You're letting new growth come forth, new things happen. You're allowing a rebirth to come. That's your March and April. And then your May and June. You've got it going. You've got your supplements, you've got your proteins, you've got your closets are detoxed. You know what you're going to basically wear for the summer, you know what your kids are going to be wearing for the summer. You're focused on whole food, healthy eating, cleansing. You're focused on whole foods, healthy eating, just really clean, fresh foods. I don't use crock pots and air fryers and panini makers and all of these gadgets. Our kitchen is so simple. We bake from scratch. We eat meat, carbs like sweet potatoes, brown rice. We eat fresh veggies and fruit. We do a lot of fresh juices, electrolytes with salt, or just electrolytes, coconut water, smoothies. It's so simple, so fresh. It's not this big, huge pot of something that's stewing all day and the house smells like food. Like soups and stuff, you can get a little bit more cozy in the winter time, but during the spring and summer, this is your time to keep it light, freshen it up, give your body a little break from that heaviness of winter and all of those sweets, sugars, and carbs. You're also aligning your spending with it. So I spend a little bit more around the holidays and I back it up a little bit. Not that I'm not doing any shopping, I'm just buying what I'm intentionally looking for, or what I'm bringing in is gonna be purposeful, or I love, or it's functional, and then I let go of things. So you're not adding new to the old. You don't want to just cram clutter and have all of these little knickknacks and tchotchkes. I see a lot of houses where everything is really small scale, little teeny plants and little teeny things and little teeny jars. Everything's small and clustered. That's cluttered. It's a mess. You know, you have to have a balance of small and large if you want to have that really fresh look and fresh feel, because the clutter will produce anxiety, which produces cortisol in the body. The cortisol is what makes you gain weight. It's going to mess up your hormones, and then you're going to crave sweets. It's a cycle that you're in. So you're surrounded by all this stuff. Your house can't breathe. You're frustrated because you're cleaning, dusting, moving things around, reorganizing. There's stuff everywhere. You love it all. You're not willing to let go of any of it. You're going in the kitchen, you're like, oh, I just need a soda or some chips. You're munching, you're snacking, you're running all over the place, returning or doing life's chores and life's to-dos. Clean your environment, take care of the environment, gain some traction, get some order, and that will help you function at a more calm pace. You want to be in control. You don't want your environment to be controlling you, even though it does, because it reciprocates how we feel. It's speaking to us all the time. And if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're working from home, it's telling you, oh, hey, come lay down. Oh, hey, let's just relax. Oh, hey. Or it's telling you this needs to be fixed and you got to do this and you got to do that. So do yourself a favor and break free from that by simplifying your home.